Alright, testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Hey Guns, hey Andrew. Alright guys, welcome back to another stream. Sort of a lazy stream, if you will. I had no idea what to stream this week. I happened to fire up East 3 on the Famicom over on Twitch, I think on Tuesday. And we ended up finishing the game in just a few hours between the end of Tuesday and, you know, the first part of Wednesday. So we weren't able to play through the Super Nintendo version a couple weeks ago, so we're gonna go ahead and do the Famicom version now. I had thought about doing a variety stream tonight, but I didn't really want to spend like 8 to 10 hours on a stream like I usually do with the variety stream. So we're gonna play through this. This should probably take us 3 to 4 hours. It's, you know, paced pretty much the same as the Genesis version that we played through a few weeks back as well. And it's fun. It actually, you know, plays relatively decently. It holds up pretty well as far as, you know, East 3 conversions go. And yeah, it's solid. It's not the version I'd recommend you play over other ones, but it's still East 3. It's still pretty much the same game you're familiar with from, you know, if you're familiar with the other versions, you'll feel right at home with this version. Some of the graphics are some of the music's like I mean, this came out in 1991, so, you know, expectations for me personally were a little bit higher, but it's still a solid game overall. And, you know, you don't get a lot of games like this on the NES. You know, you got Battle of Olympus, Zelda 2, Faxanadu, Castlevania 2, East 3. There are probably a couple of others, but it's not a genre that is highly populated on the system. So, basically side-scrolling, you know, action-oriented role-playing games. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy this stream. Before we jump into it, as usual, I'd like to give a big shout out to the current Patreon backers. So thank you guys for your continued patronage. Just a reminder, Patreon backers, I did start a Patreon-only Discord server. So if you sign up for Patreon and you've got Discord, you will get access to that Discord server. And we're getting some dropped frames already. Not a good sign. Not a good sign at all, actually. That's bad. Alright, so also we'll thank our recent live stream super chatters. You guys have been spoiling me lately. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. Trust me, the super chats and Patreon support really goes a super long way. Also, likewise with the channel memberships, thank you guys for those, memberships as well. Big shout out to Unmir Buddha as well. He actually joined up on the last stream, I think, on, was it Quake 2? I don't know, but thank you, sir, for doing that. And let's go ahead and jump into the game. So, just like other versions of this game, you can save where you are, which is nice. And so we're going to be taking advantage of that as well. Found in the hunt for PS1 today, jewel case version, $59. Yeah, that game has gone up in price so much. I have the Japanese version of it for PS1. But yeah, something I wanted to note is we're actually playing a translated version of the game. That's the beauty of flashcards, my friends. So we get to play the Japanese game, but it's all in English, so no deciphering text or trying to remember where to go exactly. We can pretty much just read the text and figure out what we need to do. Although I'm going to be skipping through a lot of the text, I'm not going to be leaving it up so you guys can read it. I mean, it's basically the same story that you've got in other versions. It's entirely possible the translation was just like ripped from other versions. They might have just like looked at it screen for screen. I don't know. Maybe they did just translate the text word for word, but it's possible that, they just took the text from another version of the game. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, it moves at a brisk pace, just like, other versions of the game. So again, if you're at home with, like, or not at home, if you're comfortable with the Super Nintendo or Genesis versions of the game, like, you'll feel at home with this version. Although there are some tweaks, like in the Genesis version of the game, this is actually sort of like an underpass, and so you'll actually hit the ceiling if you try to jump, but that doesn't happen in this version. So we're gonna go ahead and buy an herb. Herbs are $100. Not harbs like they are in the Genesis version. Genesis version had a lot of spelling mistakes, and it's always just kind of funny to like point those out. And now we're gonna get some basic armor. So first we need a sword, short sword. Yes, so they basically give you $1,000. This is kind of typical of a lot of early games like this, where they give you a set amount of money to start, and it's just enough to buy, like, the bare minimum. So now we need the lowest grade shield. What am I drinking? I'm drinking the usual monster drink, actually. Thanks for the reminder. It's the 0 calorie, 0 sugar monster. Ultra Sunrise, apparently. Gotta love the 8-bit versions of the tunes. Yeah, they're actually pretty solid for the most part. Honestly, some of the tunes sound like, NES music from like 1987, but still, some of the tunes in this game are still pretty catchy, especially like Valestein Castle. Alright, so now we have to go to the quarry. So, if you guys missed my previous East 3 Genesis stream, this is a very, very basic game. Also, I wanted to apologize for the bottom bar jiggling up and down. That doesn't happen for the whole playthrough. Mainly happens in specific areas, and I think it's an issue with my retro USB AVS. Okay, so I just saved over my data. And since we're on the flash card, I can actually save my state as well. So we're gonna use slot 5 for this playthrough. I'm gonna be doing the save states throughout it, just in case there's like a reset or something. I did have like a quick power surge earlier today, so I don't really trust it. So just like you know, in my other East 3 playthrough, we're gonna be doing a lot of grinding here. Fortunately, on this first area, you can just sort of grind here. But you need to be careful because enemies do a lot of damage in the beginning. And when you get low on health, you can go outside, and as long as you're outside in a safe area, the game will just refill your health for you. So I think our first level here is due at 300 experience points. And one thing I like about this version is that it does tell you, oh, never mind. Every version tells you. I was gonna say, it tells you how many experience points you have. What I thought it did is it told you what your next level was, and it does tell you if you go to the stats screen. But this is just like the other versions of the game. You know, the statistics and whatnot are divided up, you know, pretty much into the same screens as they are in other versions of the game. All right, so halfway to our first level up. Now, the ducking sword attack is actually probably the best way to attack with it in the game because it's got the greatest reach. In other versions of the game, ducking is actually, it's got a shorter reach. So you're better off trying to attack enemies normally. But in this one, you're actually best off ducking. It's kind of interesting. And a lot of enemies in this game, you can find where they spawn, and you can just push them off screen. And then when you walk back, they respawn. So if I wanted to, I could just do this over and over. But these spider things are actually worth more than the flying enemies, I believe. Yeah, so that's 8. Yeah, those guys are only 5. The spiders are 8. So the spiders are actually worth more. Alright, almost at our first level up. When you level up in this game, you get all your health back. So now's a good time to save it. Oh man, sorry to hear that, Branch. Well, thanks for joining up on the stream. Hope your pain goes away relatively quickly. Let's see what our next level up is. It's 1000. But I'm killing these guys in one hit now. I have a broken heart too, Roy. I always do. It's why I drink. I don't know. Alright, almost halfway to our second level up. And after our second level up, we're gonna push forward. This is one of the downsides to East 3, is there's a lot of grinding like this. Very, very simplistic grinding. Now, if you really wanted to risk it, you could try to push your way forward in the game as early as possible, but you're gonna barely do any damage on boss fights, and enemies are gonna kill you in just a couple of hits. So, the game is very, very dangerous if you're not leveled up appropriately, but some expert players might think of that as a really good thing. I don't know if I'm willing to take the game that far just yet. Because the collision detection can be a little wonky in the various versions of East 3. I don't feel like I have enough control with the combat and movement and whatnot, and, you know, hit detection for, like, me to try to fight a boss that takes, you know, 200 hits because I'm, you know, too low on my levels. Alright, we're up to 700. We need 300 more. And this is actually kind of nice, though. In the Genesis version of the game, it's harder to just constantly respawn these enemies. And if I remember correctly, the Super Nintendo version is kind of like this, too, where it's a lot easier to just respawn enemies. So it's easier to level up faster. The Genesis version really drags on with the grinding aspect, because you're just kind of at the whim of when enemies want to respawn. It's kind of frustrating, actually. So I predict this playthrough is going to actually take a lot less time than our Genesis playthrough. We're already making really good pacing here. You used to drink, but the court says you can't. Yeah, that's a tough one, man. Sounds like he must have done something that involved alcohol. That sucks. I mean, look at it as like a blessing in disguise, though, man. Like, alcohol's not good for you. And, it's really not good for you at all. And, you know, it doesn't help when it comes to coping with things. You know, it seems like it in the moment. And here I am talking myself out of, like, drinking tonight. I was gonna drink tonight. I'm still gonna drink tonight because I have no will. But, you know, you can use alcohol to cope. You can use alcohol to try to feel better in a moment. But in reality, you just end up feeling worse the next day or the week after or whatnot. So you're actually best off not drinking. Yeah, especially if you do things that are, like, creative. I find that it's easier to get motivation to do creative things with a clear mind. One that's not under the influence of, you know, alcohol. Alright, so we're gonna actually come straight down here first. There's the power ring. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and save it again, and let's go ahead and equip the power ring. So you've got ring energy. And what's our next level up at? 3,000? That's what I figured. Yeah, doing, jumping and attacking in this game feels really awkward. Like, it doesn't... look at how floaty Adol is in this version. Adol? I think in modern versions of East, they pronounce it Adol. I have a tendency of pronouncing it as Adol, just because I didn't know any better. Alright, let's go ahead and unequip the power ring. So every time you kill an enemy, you replenish one ring energy point. So if you want to try to build that back up, then it's good to not have any rings equipped. Because if you got a ring equipped, it's going to immediately use that point that you just built up. Okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and actually just try to push forward and see what happens. Actually, you know what I'll do? No, you know, let's just push forward. Because the next screen isn't hard at all, really. Well, we've already leveled up a couple times, so these guys are doing a lot less damage than I'm used to them doing. So just like other versions of the game, you can up-slash, which really isn't very useful in this game. I mean, it's not super useful in other versions either, but it is more useful in the 16-bit versions of the game. You can also hold down the attack button when you're jumping, and he'll basically do a down slash, which is probably the most powerful attack in the game, but it's not always the most convenient to do. And as you can see, I'm just holding down the B button right now. And Adol will just constantly attack. So getting Bob's pendant there, we take it back to the lady in the town. She will give us, I believe, the shield ring. I don't really use the shield ring in this game. I usually just use the power ring. Yeah, so basically this guy's gonna make us go up and get a sword. And you can't actually push forward until you get this sword. We have to fight a boss as well. But what I'm going to do is actually exit so I can get my health back. That's absolutely true, Branch. Yeah, I can personally vouch for that. Yeah. Okay, need to be careful here. Now, I don't think I have enough cash to go get anything else. Let's go ahead and just try to get out of here, get our health back. There we go. Alright, good stuff. Hey, Carlos, you haven't missed much. We're basically working our way to our first boss now. Grinding in this version takes... I guess if you know what you're doing, it takes less time than other versions. You know, when I was playing it on Twitch earlier this week, I felt like the grinding was worse, but... now that I've gone through the game once and I kind of understand how you can, like, respawn enemies quickly, I think grinding's actually quicker in this version, so that's nice. You know, what I probably should have done is went and got my ring recharged. It only costs $100. So you can actually save it in this room here. You can't do that in the Genesis version of the game. Go ahead and equip that power ring, and we'll equip the herb just in case. This guy's just gonna, like, pretty much run right at us. Yeah, see, we died. It might actually be beneficial to level up again. There we go. Yeah, so to use your herbs in this game, or any other, like, manual use items, you press the start button. It's a little awkward, because normally in games like these, you'd think you'd hit the start button to bring up your menu here, but no, you have to hit select. And so what we have to do is get rid of this stuff. And we're gonna go ahead and exit again. There's gonna be another boss we have to fight here, but I'd rather do it, you know, while having an herb. Like, if I grind up to 3,000 experience points, our next level, it's probably not gonna be a problem, but if I don't, we're probably gonna take some serious damage at the boss fight, so I just want an herb just to be safe. And I'm gonna charge up my power ring, too. Hey, John, how's it going, man? Yeah, an 8-bit version. It's pretty solid, to be honest with you. Like, I don't think it's the most visually pleasing thing. And I think the music probably could have been done a little bit better. But it's still really fun. It's still really, you know, really solid. Go ahead and restore the ring, 100 bucks. And we will buy an herb. And 1,000 bucks, we might have enough money to upgrade our armor. $1,500. No, actually, I think 1,500 might be the cheapest. So we're actually not quite there yet. Yeah, 6,000 for that. Okay. So we need another 500 gold in order to get the next level of armor. But we can actually equip this sword now. This sword is actually mandatory for this upcoming boss. No harbs, Carlos. This is a fan translation, so it was actually translated very well. I don't think I saw any spelling errors or anything. It was nice. Roy, I'm 36. I just turned 36 back in April. Oh, I didn't know you could jump up here. All right. So interestingly, never mind. First time I played through this, I couldn't kill these things, and I realize now the reason I couldn't kill them was because I was still using my level 1 sword. Ooh, man, they do a lot of damage, though. Okay. Now, this boss shouldn't be bad. Let's go ahead and save it. Actually, go ahead and equip these. And then we'll save it. Just like that. And let's do this. So this guy just shoots projectiles. Kind of like this, and you have to go up and hit him. And you can duck like that. Huh. I'm not a high enough level, apparently. I'm not doing any damage. Wow, so you actually have to... That's kind of garbage. I didn't know that. Because I equipped the more powerful sword, and we were using the power ring. We had to level up. I didn't know that. That's ridiculous, man. That's absolutely ridiculous. Well, we just discovered something, guys. Alright, back to grinding then. Ooh, that's not good. Let's go ahead and use the power ring. I don't think I'm going to really need it on the boss. It'll help us level up faster. And then we'll get all our health back once we level up. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's try to fight the boss now. Let's see what happens. And for the next level up, we need 6,000. One thing I could also do is go buy the upgraded armor, but I'm just gonna wait. Yeah, we're actually doing some damage now. This is gonna take a while, but eh. I think this is exactly what happened the first time I got here. Hey, Boss and Burf, how you doing, man? Go ahead and use that power ring too. Yeah, so if you get too close, he'll do his lightning attack, so you need to make sure you're away from that. And there we go. Good, good. Awesome, Boss and Burf. Making pretty quick progress in this game. That's nice. All right. First, let's go ahead and charge up our ring. Yeah, we have to unequip our power ring. It's one thing about this game, it doesn't unequip it for you automatically when you run out. Alright, so let's go for the next level of armor. So chainmail. And that's pretty much it. We can't afford anything else right now. So just equip that. There we go. Oh, we have to come here too. There we go, shield ring. Alright, so now we're gonna need to go to the ruins. Hey, Crestline! Welcome back. Yeah, it's a moderately enjoyable Boss and Birth. It's a moderately enjoyable game. You know, its combat really isn't that great, but it's got a great soundtrack. It's also short. It's like, when you know what you're doing, you can probably beat it in like 3 or 4 hours. So that's nice, too. If you do play it, I mean, I would play one of the 16-bit versions. Maybe start with the Genesis or Super Nintendo versions. And then play the PSP remake called Oath in Felghana. That's a really good game. Okay, so we're gonna have to grind out here as well. So I'm gonna find one of these fire guys and just grind out on them. Yeah, this is gonna be a problem. This is gonna be tough. Yeah, one of the signature traits of the East games are when you go to new areas and, you know, enemies are gonna absolutely destroy you, so you have to spend time, like, leveling up. You know, that goes as far back as the very first East game. The very first East game, you step outside your first town and you just get annihilated. So this is how you can try to level up here. It's time consuming, but it's the safest way to do it. Once we go outside, we're gonna have some birds that just constantly spawn as well, which definitely helps, but they're a lot trickier to deal with. You guys will see what I mean once we get outside. Exciting stuff, huh guys? The joys of East 3. Alright, so we need about 1,500 more points. And then after that we might be able to pick a different grinding section. So we're gonna fight, you know, some enemies and whatnot here, some bosses, and then we're gonna get kicked down to the fire area. Actually, do we even fight a boss in this place to start off with? We might not fight a boss here until we come back up from the fire area. Yeah, so what was kind of interesting is, you know, in other versions of the game, I would grind a lot in the fire area, not so much here. But in this version of the game, I find it's better to grind here than it is the fire area. You know, you can control the enemy spawns here a little bit better. Alright, we need 800 more points. Hey, Drilly. Yeah, no, it's absolutely necessary, Boss and Burp. I just think it was implemented better in certain games. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and save it. Now let's see what kind of damage we do against these guys. Okay, we killed them in one hit now. Okay, awesome. And these guys, still 2 hits. Next level up is probably 10,000. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, we're gonna have to actually do that. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Yeah, trying to stab these guys is quite risky. Whoa, that was close. Let's go ahead and use our herb. Oops, wrong one. Oh, I've already got it equipped, okay. Let's use our shield ring too. So let's try to attack these birds. Maybe these guys too while we're at it. Yeah, try to find a spawn point for the birds. The birds will actually dive to wherever you are in the screen. So you want to wait and jump when they get closer to the ground. Otherwise, they'll actually go up and you'll just slam right into them. So not really a whole lot to talk about here. I'm trying to think to myself, like, what should I say? Should I even say anything? I don't know. Like, birds! Yeah! Yeah, so if I remember correctly, in the Super Nintendo version of the game, you can basically just, like, sit here and hold up and attack. And these guys will just, like, dive bomb you directly, and you'll just kill them in, like, one hit. It's like the perfect grinding spot. Yeah, so we're aiming for 10,000, then I think we can probably press on. I know this looks really tedious, but we're actually going at a much faster pace than I did on Twitch earlier this week. Okay. Alright, we're getting close. Well, sort of. I keep jumping too early. Alright, we need 1,000 more points. Alright, almost there. We're almost there, guys. Almost there. There we go. Man, you know, I'm actually thinking we should probably keep grinding and not necessarily get to 15,000, but try to get the next sword so we can do more damage. We need 8,000 gold. We're just under 1,000 away from that. Yeah, you can kind of see how, like, the collision detection in this is kind of wonky. Like, I was right on top of that bird, and my sword wasn't doing anything. That's kind of frustrating. Yeah, same again. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah, so that's one of the things about this game. You're like, oh man, yeah, I got the level I wanted, now I can stop. But then you're like, if I go just a little bit farther, I can get a better weapon. So grinding just, like, leads into more grinding. Yes, Boss and Burf, it would be a good idea. If I really wanted to, I could just keep going and try to upgrade my armor and shield. And sword all at the same time, but that'll take a while. Fortunately, these guys aren't doing too much damage to me right now, so it's like I can play kind of risky. There, so we've got enough cash for... You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna keep grinding until the next level. We've already gotten 2,000 experience points since we last leveled up. This actually is a better spot, but I didn't want to grind here because... You know, levels do a lot for you in this game. You know. And if I had come here and grinded here, I probably would have gotten hurt pretty significantly from these guys. So I needed to just fight the birds. They're a little bit safer. These whip guys are a little dangerous when you're under-leveled here. But they're good experience points. They're worth more than the birds, I believe. Yeah, no, it really does. That's one of the things that it's severely lacking. Is, like, visual effects. You know, for earlier NES games, this would have been perfectly fine, but by 1991, you know, developers were able to really take advantage of the hardware. And, you know, by 91, you saw lots of games with, like, parallax scrolling and, you know, animating backgrounds and so forth. And unfortunately, this game pretty much has none of that. It's very, very static. Which is why I said at the beginning of the stream that, you know, it's kind of like meh in the visuals. It's kind of like meh in some of the music. But it's still fun. It's, you know, I'm glad I played through this, because I really had no idea what this version was like outside of just, like, the first town area. But it's solid. I mean, it's still a solid game. Alright, almost at our next level. Although, we're not going to get enough cash to be able to buy more than just the sword. Because the sword is 8,000 bucks. Yeah, but the visuals, that's another reason why I'd recommend playing a different version of the game if you've never played this before. Because, like, part of the appeal of the, you know, the 16-bit versions are the visuals. The visuals and the music. You know, the visuals and the music sort of let the mediocre gameplay slide, you know? Like, the Super Nintendo version in particular, I think the clouds have constant parallax scrolling. I believe it's the same way in the Genesis one too, actually. It's nice. And when you get to the fire area, there's, you know, you see, like, lava flowing in the background. In the first mine that you go to, you see, like, waterfalls in the background and stuff like that animating. It's nice. Actually, you know, we're gonna go ahead and just keep this up, too, because I think 20,000 is our next level. At least it's better than 8 Eyes. 8 Eyes is a totally different game, man. I actually like 8 Eyes. I need to learn how to beat that game so I can do either a Let's Play or a live stream of it. Yeah, 8 Eyes is kind of a different game. Alright, 2,000 more experience points. Hey, Encrypted Printer, how are you doing, man? Hey, DJ, what's going on, man? There we go. Still not killing these guys in one hit. I'll kill them in one hit when I upgrade the sword. It's so quiet in here. It is quiet. It's kind of a slow stream tonight, actually, and understandably slow. So, I mean, you know, I streamed East 3 on Genesis 2 weeks ago. So, it's... And then I tried streaming the Super Nintendo version that same week and failed. So I think people are kind of East 3'd out, you know? Plus, I don't think the grinding is helping very much. Yeah, I'm trying to remember how much money I need to get the next level shield. I think it was 6,000 for the shield. But what about the armor? So it's 8,000 for the broadsword. I think 6,000 for whatever the next shield is. I think it's the leather shield, maybe? Because I think wooden shield was the first one. Or am I thinking leather armor? Never mind. Most underrated NES game? Yeah, I definitely don't think it's Bucky O'Hare. Bucky O'Hare is a cool game, but it's really, really janky. I don't know. I think it's a matter of taste, to be honest with you. For me, it would be something like, something that people really hate, but I think is actually really solid underneath. Like Silver Surfer or maybe Friday the 13th. Like, those are games that are really derided in the retro community. Like, people tear them apart. But Silver Surfer is a good-looking game, it sounds awesome, and I think it's a lot of fun when you don't suck at it. Friday the 13th is also a really cool game with some really neat mechanics, and a lot of people just don't know how to play the game. Yeah, those would be some of my choices for underrated. Bucky O'Hare, when people talk about it, people usually say good things about it, so I don't know if it's necessarily underrated. But when you get people talking about, like, Silver Surfer or Friday the 13th, they just... The worst game ever made! I watched an angry video game nerd and nothing else. So... those would be some of my picks. I'm sure I could come up with some other ones. Some other underrated games that are actually, in my eyes, pretty good. I'm gonna try to tackle Bucky O'Hare sometime in the future. I fired it up on Twitch like a year and a half ago, and it was pretty brutal. Definitely a game that I'm gonna have to spend time with and learn. It's a complete trial and error kind of experience. Yeah, one of the things that kind of turned me off about it, though, is that, like, it didn't feel like super polished, especially not by like Konami standards. There were a couple Konami games like that that didn't feel like super polished, you know, like their Tiny Toons game on NES was one of them. It's like, it's cool, but I don't know, it doesn't feel as good as something like, you know, the Mario games or Adventure Island or something like that. It had these big sprites, but it didn't feel like really smooth. Bucky O'Hare was kind of like that for me. Have I ever played Zexus? Well, Roy, you should go to my channel, click the search box, and type in Zexus, and tell me what you find. Alright, let's get out of here. Hey, Mark, how's it going, man? Chippendale was the best. Yeah, Chippendale's good. Yeah, Chippendale's definitely not underrated. Because, yeah, it was a popular game. But, yeah, no, it's a fun game. I love that game. Chip and Dale was one of those games I had as a kid, so... It's one of the earliest NES games I ever beat. Not that it's a hard game, but... It was a really good two-player game back in the day. You know... Probably a good time to save it, just in case. And we haven't actually done a save state in a while, so let's go ahead and do that. Just to play it safe. With games like these on NES, I like to do that, just in case there's, like, you know, like a power surge or something. I had one earlier this morning, so now I'm kind of, like, paranoid. Alright, broadsword. Let's wreck some birds. You get 9,000 gold. Mmm, 12,000. Oh, I already have that, apparently. That's right. Yes, we can't afford the bandit armor, but we can go to our next level of shield. We only need like 400 more gold. We're gonna go grind out for that. Like, why bother buying the second tier shield when you can just buy the third tier shield? Hey, Matthew Urban, how's it going? What I want to really play again is the Bucky O'Hare arcade game. I have fond memories of that. I remember that being a pretty impressive arcade game. You know, kind of like along the lines of, like, Konami's X-Men and whatnot. But you shot guns. Alright, and we're gonna get just enough to get our ring power back up, too. Actually, I think I used an herb, right? I did, so I need to buy an herb, too. Ah, that's right. I bought a better sword. I should probably equip it. What a concept. There we go. Doing a little more damage. Okay, that's enough. Although when I come back, I think I'm going to level up again. Because we need 5,000 more experience to level up again. Hey, Tony. Oh, gee, sorry to hear that, Tony. Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, that's a cool one, too. Definitely one I want to try to finish sometime as well. There we go, look at that. Second best shield. Actually, let's go ahead and unequip our ring. There we go. Hey, we're glad to have you, Matthew. Thanks for joining. Oops. Hey, Aquas! What's going on, man? Alright, let's see. There we go. What's up, Tony? Yeah. No, ask away, man. You don't have to... you don't have to ask. Watching my stream always gets Tony's mood up. Unless I give him crap, which is like half the time. Finally caught one of these suckers. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, Thursday nights, man, this is where I stream. So when you see me streaming on Twitch, it's after the YouTube stream. Final Fantasy II on Famicom. Yeah, so like I said, we're gonna go ahead and grind here. Okay, we're actually killing these guys in one hit now. The birds, anyway. Repeat the question again, Vampire? Or, not Vampire. He goes by Vampire on Twitch. Tony. Now that Aquas is here, I feel like this is a Twitch stream now. It's Austin. It's... Twitch is Austin after hours. Yeah, pretty much. It definitely will be tonight. You guys will see why drinking is bad. Hey GD, welcome to the stream. Great game choice, yeah. We played the Genesis version of this on stream a couple weeks ago here on YouTube. I got an archive of that. And we'll probably tackle the Super Nintendo version soon as well. It's just a matter of when I get my Japanese cartridge of it. Fax Xanadu, yeah. Yeah, I would actually probably call that underrated. Because a lot of people actually still don't really know much about Fax Xanadu. It's a really cheap game. Not a lot of people have, like, gotten into it. Yeah, Fax Xanadu is great. Yes, Tony, yeah, the lens is new. Well, new as of 2 years ago, but I haven't used it, so it's basically still new, yes. We're gonna level up again, then we're gonna go ahead and press on. When steel's being reserved. Oh, man. Some of you guys won't understand what that means, but some of you do. We'll keep it as a sort of an inside joke. Tony, yeah, let me wait on it, because I need to wait until my funds are all sorted out. I had to call my credit card company earlier today, but it looks like I might have gotten refunded a couple $1,000s, for a... for the cancellation of a service I've been charged for the last 8 years that I never signed up for. I don't know if that made any sense, but I'll try to explain it a little bit better later tonight on Twitch. So if that goes through, then yeah, I definitely want to get my Duo fixed right away. But I'm kind of in, like, pay-off debt mode right now, so I'm not trying to buy a lot. Which includes, like, you know, when things like my Duo go bad, like, I can't really get them fixed right away. But I really want to get it fixed because there are a lot of games I want to stream on it. I wanted to do Rondo of Blood for October this year, but, and I don't want to do it on the Wii Virtual Console, although, you know, I might end up just doing that because I think I'll actually get better video quality. Question though, Tony, does your guy do the RGB mods and whatnot? Because if I send the Duo out, I do want to get that part fixed as well. I want to be able to display an RGB. Like, a friend had modded it for me. I paid for the mod kit, and then he just did the mod for me free of charge. I just paid shipping both ways. But the mod never worked. So I would definitely want that, you know, fixed as well. I want to say the best armor was like $12,000, so let's go ahead and get out of here. He does RGB mods, okay. You can only keep 2 retro consoles for the rest of your life. Which is your answer? Well, I think I'd have to go with like PlayStation 2 by default. Because I'll get 2 systems in one. Haha, bending the rules. Yeah, I wasn't supposed to go here just yet. Crap. Hey, no reason. Is your guy local, Tony? Yeah, see, I'd have to have a 16-bit system in there. So it'd be really hard for me to pick either the Super Nintendo or... I don't know, I can't answer that question. That question's too hard. You're making my brain hurt, Roy. Yeah, see, I thought there was a chest down here. Small shield. We don't really need the small shield. Because we just got the second best shield. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Super Nintendo is God tier, I agree, man. Yeah, I guess I would have to pick Super Nintendo, because... I mean, it's got Super Castlevania 4, so... It's Super Mario World, you know, it's just some of my favorite games of all time. Although then again, PS2, which has PS1 support, and then maybe Genesis and a Sega CD and a 32X, because they're all technically a part of the same system. Yeah, I don't know, man. Super Castlevania 4, though. That is right, Roy. We're coming up on Castlevania month. I do plan on playing a lot of Castlevania this month. Or this year, this October. Hey, Diamond. Mr. Lucha? So there are permanent herbs in the top left there, but we don't really need them because we haven't even used our herb yet. And these guys are basically doing no damage to us now. But yeah, you didn't tell me, Tony, is your guy local to you? You just take it to him locally? I mean, if that's the case, then yeah, I have no problem just shipping it out to you. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we can do this without, dying. This guy actually flies out really quickly in this version. Yeah. See, all that leveling up really did us well. He's gonna go off screen, I bet. Yeah. Alright, let's just stop using the ring. Definitely don't need it. There we go. That's right, Simon and Smash Brothers. They're really trying to get, like, non-Smash players to buy that game. Yeah, that's right, Gary, man. Yeah, Castlevania is... I'm kind of obligated to play Castlevania in October. And I think I might be playing an exceptional amount of it this year because I don't have many other October videos lined up, like horror themes, like playthroughs. Ooh, good idea, man. Monster Party. I need to learn how to play that. Monster Party is probably not very long, right? He's in Indiana, so you're gonna ship it out to him? So I'm gonna ship it to you, and then... you're gonna ship to him? I'm confused. Well, in your case, Carlos, yeah, it might be more beneficial just to get a PC. I mean, it's gonna cost more than a PS4, but yeah, I mean, you can emulate and stuff like that as well. You can't really do that on a PS4 without, you know, buying games individually. Whatever's available in, on PlayStation Network. 40 minutes? Yeah, 40 minutes isn't bad. And if that's 40 minutes blind, then yeah, you could probably go through it a lot faster when you know what you're doing. Oh, gotcha, Tony. Okay. Does he run a business or something like that? Like, does he have, like, feedback and stuff online? Like, that's my only concern. It's just, like, I don't, you know. Playing Plock in April. Absolutely mandatory. We'll have to do that, too. Oh, Boss of Burf is out. Take care, man. In case you're still there, take it easy. Alright, so we're gonna fight a dragon boss here. Well, we can talk off stream. Maybe you can just give me his name and I can figure out if he's like one of those guys in the Turbo community that does repairs frequently. Wow, we just wrecked that dragon. Yeah, but I'll keep in touch with you, Tony. I'll probably message you on Facebook or something like that, so... And I have to wait and see what happens with this credit card refund. So if that does go through like they said, then I definitely want to get the Duo fixed right away. Yeah, well the thing is, Diamond, I've done all the Splatterhouse games. Just pretty much nothing else for me to do there, unfortunately. I even did the 2010 remake last year, actually. I think it took me 2 streams to go through. Let's go ahead and buy an amulet. We're gonna have to have it for later. We're not really have to have it, but it helps to have it. The amulet will basically do damage to everything on screen, including bosses, but it costs $1,000. We want to eventually get the fairy medicine too. It's $50,000, and it basically revives you when you die. Let's go ahead and unequip the herb because I don't want to accidentally use it. I hate it when I do that. Okay, cool, Tony. Yeah, so now we have to go back to the mine, and then after that, we're gonna go to the mountain. Yeah, I mean, like, actual Halloween games? Yeah, I can't really think of many. Like, ones that are actually based around Halloween, but there are a lot of horror-themed games. But not as many in, like, the genres I like, you know? A lot of, like, scary games are, like, third-person survival horror, or, you know, stuff like that. But you guys can bet your asses I'll be playing some Doom in October. Thinking about trying to tackle Doom 3 on Xbox. We'll see. Yeah, so we're probably going to level up here as well. I think 40,000 is the next one, yeah. And then it's 50. And then it's like 6.5, 3.5, 5 or something like that. So we're going to just fall down here. What do I think of the Resident Evil series? I mean, they're cool, I guess. They're not really my kinds of games. I did like Resident Evil 4 a lot, but I never really got into any of the other games in the series, or the survival horror genre, you know, as a whole. My brother's a big fan of that series, though. He loves Resident Evil. So I have a very particular spot I like to grind here. We need to come over to the left to get an item first. Yeah, you need to unlock it. And honestly, I wouldn't try to play on the hardest difficulty in the Xbox version. I would only do that on the PC. Alright, we're gonna come down here. Really? Doom Eternal is gonna be ported to Switch? Wow. That's awesome. I wonder how toned down it's gonna be. Okay, so this is where we're gonna grind out for a little bit. So we're just gonna spawn this guy off the screen and just respawn him over and over. You know, he gives us about, I don't know, what is it? 60 experience points? No, it's a little bit more than that. It's about 70. And those guys only give you about 50. Yep, Diablo 3 was announced this week. Actually, I don't think it was officially announced. I think it was leaked that it was coming out. It's gonna have online play as well as 4-player co-op, local co-op. I don't know why you wouldn't want to announce something like that, like, sooner than later. It's like, hey, we got this awesome game coming to an awesome platform. Let's wait to announce it. It's like, yeah, well, the thing about the Switch is that they can play catch up with these old game ports because they have the advantage of portable play. So, even though they're old ports, for a lot of people, they're still going to be very desirable because they can play them on the go now. You know? Now, if this was like... If the Switch was like console only, and they were getting all these ports, it'd be like, who cares, you know? Kind of like when the Wii U got third-party ports, no one cared. You know, when it got ports of games that were already a year or two old. But the portable aspect just makes it a completely different situation. Yeah, no, Doom Eternal on Switch is going to be pared down a lot. I mean, you could just look at Wolfenstein 2, New Colossus. Digital Foundry did a really good, you know, comparison video on that. You know, it's significantly cut back. But, you know, John Linneman made a really good point in that video where it kind of takes us back to, like, the PS1 and Saturn days when PC to console ports would be chopped back or cut back considerably. Let's go ahead and save it here. And a lot of the same types of compromises that we saw back in the day were being made with the Wolfenstein 2 port. It was pretty interesting. Yeah, no, Darbian's amazing, Mark. Yeah, I've seen a lot of his Super Mario Brothers 1 runs. Yeah, Doom Eternal I'll probably end up buying on the Xbox One first, since I have an Xbox One X. Then later on, I'll probably buy it for PC. You know, I'd rather play it on PC, but it's just, capturing games like that while streaming, it doesn't really work out the best for me. So I'll probably just do the Xbox One X version first. Alright, so once we leave here, we can go to the mountain. And the mountains, we're just going to tear right through that. Although, we are going to grind out for a little bit there. So maybe we won't just tear right through it, but I think we can level up 2 more times. Yeah, 50,000 is the next. Realistically, what I should do is level up here. You know, let's go ahead and just do that. Yeah, probably best to just do it here, because with the mountain area, you know, we might end up getting hurt by the enemies pretty badly, so if I can just milk these guys. You know, this will take us about 70 plus tries here, or 70 plus kills. Maybe a little bit more. Floating rocks, yeah. I mean, I didn't mind hell in Doom 2016. There was definitely some really awesome architecture and stuff like that, and it was definitely desolate. But I definitely preferred hell from Doom 3. They did a really good job with that in Doom 3. But I honestly don't think it's gonna be changed. No reason. I mean, we saw the trailer for it, and you know, considering it's more of a Hell on Earth theme, it seems like Hell is kind of more the same. Maybe a little more organic in some ways. Hey, James. Thanks for stopping in. Just a lot of grinding today. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about the giant castles and whatnot. At least we're getting a little bit of sort of like Quake in there, if you know what I mean. With some of like the more gothic, you know, designs. Yeah, it's possible. We'll see. Hey, James, thank you for your super chat, sir. Yeah, I never would have guessed the Turbo Duo would go up in price so much, but then again, I never would have guessed any of this stuff would have gone up as much as it has. You know, I figured some of the rare games would have gone up, but maybe something like the PlayStation RPGs or games like that, but more obscure stuff, I never would have guessed people would have started to become interested in it. Alright, we're almost there. Just a few more. Put a Shambler in there. Hey, I'd be okay with that, you know, if they sort of permanently meshed the Doom universe with, like, the classic Quake universe. I'd be okay with that, and it kind of makes sense, too, in a way. I mean, why not, right? Have more, like, Quake-based, you know, enemies for, like, the castle areas, and then have more classic Doom-based enemies for, like, the actual, like, hell-based areas. You see, I've wanted to see a reboot of the original Quake for a long time, and if they bring, like, the original Quake universe into Doom, then I'd be okay with that. It's combining two of my favorite things together, basically, you know? But it would also thematically work. Because no one knows where the Ranger is in Quake. He just goes through a teleporter and he ends up in this, like, crazy dimension that could be an alternate version of Hell, or maybe a Purgatory or something like that. Who knows? But man, I'd love to see a modern Shambler. Man, that'd be awesome. Oh, the demonic meatballs, they're still there, Trilly. So now we can get some brochure serum. This can restore some ring energy. Me too, man. Glory kill a Shambler. Oh, apparently that whole time I had plate mail and I didn't realize it. Yep. Yeah, Doom Eternal's gonna have the Pain Elementals, so you get even more demonic meatballs. Okay, it's been a while since we did the old save state, so let's go ahead and make one. Alright, so we're going to level up here. And this will be our last level up. Okay, we need about 8,000 experience points. But we're building our experience pretty quickly here. These guys give you, I think, close to 100 each. At least the big guys do. Hey, see ya, James. Hey, thanks again for the super chat, man. Hope you have a good rest of your night at work. Alright, we need just less than 5,000 experience points now. Yeah, he was saying bye to James, Carlos. I actually had to do a double take on that myself, though, because he said later, but I didn't see Jim's post. I was like, he can't be leaving. He just typed, like, a big paragraph of stuff. There are people on stream that do that, though. they'll write, and then later, and then you're like, that was kind of abrupt. Okay. See you later. He got a hole in my pocket. Nice. I think Jim is determined to be on my super chat list for all eternity. There we go. Alright. That's it. Alright. Banded Slayer. Alright, so we got a better sword now. And let's go kill some bosses. Yeah, so the mountain is a really short area. Once you get past the grind, it's just these two bosses and then that's it. There's nothing else to it. And that's that. Hopefully we'll have 50,000 gold by the time we come out of Valestein Castle. That way we can buy that, the fairy necklace or bracelet or whatever it's called. Which revives us, when we die. Which will definitely be useful in the final boss. The final boss in this version is pretty easy though. Which is kind of nice, because the Genesis version, he was pretty tough. And he looks even tougher in the Super Nintendo version. We're just gonna come over here. And we're just gonna fall down. We're gonna fight a dragon down here. And then the story progresses, and then we basically move on to Valestein Castle afterwards. That's right. No, that's right. We already equipped it. So we did get the time ring, which lets us slow down time. Which is, I don't really use it. That's that. One thing that is kind of nice is I find I can attack multiple times in the air. Like, if I sort of attack as I go up, and then attack again as I come back down, I can, you know, hit bosses like that twice with one jump. This is the heal ring. So the heal ring will give you your health back. But we're probably not going to use that much either. Yeah, so there's not really anything else for me to buy. I mean, I didn't really use any items there, so... We're maxed out on stats now, by the way. Yeah, so I'm going to save my cash. Try to save up for the 50,000 for that fairy ring or necklace or whatever it is. Yeah, so we're at the 2-hour mark. I predict we'll have this game beaten within the hour. Easy. Alright, so now we can go to Valestein Castle. We're gonna get a few of the best items in this place. So we'll get the protection ring, which makes you invincible. And then, we'll also get the fire sword, we'll get some better armor and a better shield. So just like in the other versions, you want to just avoid these traps. They do a lot of damage to you. I'm just gonna avoid these enemies too. This is probably my favorite tune in the game, too. It was actually kind of nice being able to start off the stream with it when I was doing my audio test. We have to come up. Alright, is this one of our items? You get the battle shield. Let's go ahead and equip that. Alright, best shield in the game. Alright, boss is gonna be up here shortly. The late game bosses in this are actually pretty easy in this version. In other versions of the game, they can be pretty tough. Alright, unequip our ring. Go ahead and save it too. Ooh, oops. I ran right into it. Yeah, so there was basically a barrier blocking our way, so we had to go up, defeat that boss, get the bracelet, and then come back down. I think if you come down here, there's gonna be another item. The battle armor. I mean, this game just really gives this stuff to you. I mean, there's sort of like the illusion of it being a semi-non-linear game. It's really not. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. There aren't really any intricate, like, alternate pathways. Like, it's, oh, here's a stairwell, it leads you to an item. That's it. Go back up the stairs and keep progressing on. So it's pretty basic stuff. I mean, it's kind of a double-edged sword. Like, on one hand, it's nice because the game is pretty straightforward and short. But on the other hand, it's like, it's kind of easy. So we're just gonna, like, down slash this guy or down stab him. This guy's actually really dangerous if he touches you, so you don't want to really touch him much. There you go. Try to hit him, like, on the rear. As you come down, hit him, like, on his backside. And we get lots of money. So we need $10,000 more for the last item we really need. Alright, unequip that. Let's go ahead and save it. It's silent. There we go. Alright, so another boss. And we're just going to do this. Ooh. That was really close. Look at that. He almost, like, wrecked us. I tried to do it without using the herb, so... Yes, the chat is very, very silent, no reason. I was actually just thinking about the same thing myself. I was looking at chat, I was like, hasn't moved for a while. I wonder if it's broken. That does happen on Twitch. The chat will break. Which is why on Twitch it's really good to try to use like a third-party chat app. But lately I've just been using the web browser plugin. Or not plugin, but just the web browser chat. The blue bracelet. Castlevania 2 on the Game Boy does have a tune that's kind of like this. That game's got some really good music. Alright, this is kind of like the last real area in the game. So if we come up to the top right, I think we get an item. This might be the protection bracelet, or protection ring. Yep, protect ring. And then we'll get the flame sword here shortly. Mapping. You need to let me try out some of your maps sometime, no reason. Or is that something I'll regret? Alright, here's the flame sword. Yep. Alright. Good stuff. Alright, so I think we need to go... Yeah, we need to jump up to the top. I actually like this area more in this version than I do the Genesis one. It's just a lot easier to get through. The Genesis version has you, like, trying to jump off that really janky, like, chain that just kind of like constantly moves up and down, but the platform, whatever you call it, like the collision detection on the platform is just really weird. You'll like fall through it. It's really hard to make the jump. Okay. So he basically has a lightning attack. So when he does it, you just want to get out of the way. Which I'm doing a very, very poor job of actually doing. But that's okay. Not a big deal. We can just get all our health back. Yeah, so after this, we basically leave Valestein Castle. And we go to the final island. Depends on the map. You've made some humane maps. Have you made any inhumane maps? He's like, yeah, I made a part 2 of Sunless Map 29. It's called Bend Over, Bleep. So yeah, really good time actually. This is, we got through this a lot faster than I did on Twitch this week. Yeah, a little too early, Carlos. A little too early. You can say it in approximately 10 minutes. Yeah, it's funny, it might actually be 10 minutes. We're just like ripping right through this game. Okay, good. I actually kind of like the final island in this version because you don't have to really deal with the darkness. But first we have to come back and see the mayor. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is equip this guy right here. Just like in other versions, it'll light up the place, but it's just the whole thing's lit up, so you no longer have to worry about the freaking spot lamp. So these pictures in the background actually teleport you around, so you need to teleport to this one right here and then go left. It took me a little while to figure this out on Twitch earlier this morning. So we actually started the game on Tuesday, but I finished it this morning. So I had started it relatively late in the stream. So we need to come over here, I believe. Actually, no. We need to come over here. I want to try to conserve my health, so I'm trying to play it safe. These guys aren't as dangerous as they are in the Genesis version, though, thankfully. See, they barely took any health away, so we need to come through this one and then go right. And then we go through this one right here. And we're gonna have to fall down. I think we have to go left. Yep, just like that. Yeah, so the pattern here is a little bit different from the other versions, so I had to, like, completely figure this out on my own earlier. And this is pretty much it. This is the last stretch. Maybe it's less than 10 minutes, Carlos. No, definitely, man. I'm up for it. Yeah, if you send me like a batch of them, I'll be happy to play them on stream. Alright, so this is a little tricky. Actually, I don't want to use the ring. So he's going to shoot some projectiles out that we want to jump over. Just like that. He's basically like the same boss we fought earlier, just previously. But he's a little bit more tricky. Where is he? Oh, he's on the right. Okay. He goes off screen. Let's go ahead and just use our herb. Interestingly, this guy doesn't give you any health back when you defeat him. But that's okay. So we've got a full health refill still, and we've got the protection ring. Or the protect ring, which will make us invincible. Oh, this boss might be a crapshoot. We'll see. Let's go ahead and save it. This one came out in 1991 Delta in Japan. I was looking at the release date on Wikipedia, and I think it said either it came out like a month or two before the Super Nintendo one, or maybe like a month or two after that version in Japan. Okay, apparently we can save it right there. So, there we go. Here we go, guys. This is it. Johnny Scott, it is. It is a decent port, yeah. What we're going to do is just sit to the side here and just whack the arms one by one. And we're going to come over here just like so. Rinse and repeat. So if you time it just right, you can actually get 2 hits in. Alright, so what we're going to do now is use... I don't know, man. Let's go ahead and equip the amulet. Go ahead and do the protection ring. And we're just gonna try to hit him in the middle. This is pretty much it. You want to get him into a loop like this. And that's it. We just beat the game. So again, the protection ring makes it so you're invincible. So you definitely want to take advantage of that on the final boss. If you don't, the final boss in any version of this game is a pain in the ass. Like, he's really tough in most versions of the game I've played. But I'm really glad I found out the protection ring trick when I was playing through the Genesis version. And that is it, guys. She's not even like goodbye. She's like, get out of here. We don't open until 8. It's like, lady, I just gave you $50,000. You give me some more respect. No, it's not just you, Carlos. I actually specifically said it, like, a little while ago. I was like, we're ripping through this game really quickly. I would go save the world many times over. Alright, well that was Ys 3 for the Famicom. A little bit of a shorter stream than I was actually anticipating. I was figuring this was going to be 3 or 4 hours long, but yeah, playing through it on Twitch earlier this week definitely helped me out with figuring out, you know, good places to grind. So I definitely, this was a more optimized run than what I did on Twitch earlier this week. The Twitch run was my first playthrough of this version. I had never really sunk any time into this version before, so... But it definitely helped out. We were able to go through it pretty quickly, so... if any of you guys missed this, the archive should probably be up in a few hours. If not, it'll be up tomorrow morning. But, yeah. Hey, thanks, Mark. Thanks, Carlos. Yeah, so you guys will probably see me play through the Super Nintendo version sometime once I get the cartridge. It might be a couple weeks. I don't know when I'm going to get it, but I definitely want to do it before October, so I'm just waiting on that cart to arrive. So cross your fingers it works. It only cost me $3.98 after shipping. So, from Japan, mind you. It's like they're giving those things away in Japan, apparently. Oh, man. I bet you 20 bucks the battery's dead, though. So, I'll have to see about replacing that. But yeah, unfortunately, my Turbo Duo is not cooperating with me right now. So the version of E3 I bought on that, it doesn't look like we'll be able to stream that anytime soon, so... What I'll end up doing is, you know, whenever I get my Duo fixed, we'll try to plow through that version as well. I'd really like to. I want to hear the music in that one again. But in the meantime, we'll probably take care of the Super Nintendo version, and then that'll be it for E3 for quite a while. So we'll kind of see what happens with that. And since I can't get my Duo working, I can't really play East 1 or 2 either, unfortunately. I mean, I could do the Famicom version or the Master System version, but I don't really want to... I want to play, like, you know... I want to play, like, the good version. So, like, the really good version. Yeah, so this translation was made a long time ago, apparently. So, that's really cool. And presented by Victor Musical Industries. I'm not sure if Victor actually did the port, or if Falcom did the port. I'm not sure. If anyone out there is watching... particularly on the archive, definitely post a comment and let me know if you know the exact details on that. I was wondering myself. I do know that other companies did, other development studios did the Super Nintendo and Genesis ports. Yeah. So that is the end of the game, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you guys have any last minute questions or comments or anything like that, I can stick around for a minute or two. Otherwise, I guess I'll go ahead and get out of here. So, not the busiest stream tonight, but I didn't really expect it to be. I mean, we played the Genesis version a couple weeks ago, and East 3 is a pretty basic game. It's also a pretty grindy game. So I figured, you know, we probably wouldn't have that many people interested, but I wasn't really sure what else to stream tonight because I really didn't have anything planned. And the only reason I'm streaming this right now is I just happened to play it on Twitch over the last 2 days. So I was like, well, I guess I'm playing through this on YouTube tonight. You know, I like to, for my Thursday streams, I like to either do variety streams or I like to play single games that I'm familiar with. I try not to play single games I'm not familiar with. So, hey, good night, Drilly Press. Hey, see ya, Mark. Take care, dude. Thanks for stopping in again, man. It's always good having you here. And anyone else out there that's sort of lurking, thanks for lurking. Thanks for hanging out. But yeah, like I said, the archive should be up probably in a few hours. Like, I don't know. We'll see. This shouldn't take very long to process because it's only like 2.5 hours long. So, oh man, big shout out to Jim's Retro Zone again for the super chat earlier. Thank you very much, sir. I know you're not out there, but thank you anyway. And yeah, thanks again for everyone out there that is hanging out. I can't talk right now. So, oh, I didn't have the desktop volume on, so let's go ahead and fire that super chat again, just so you guys can hear it. Hey, thanks, Crestline. Glad you enjoyed it. Hey, see ya, Carlos. yeah, I'll probably be back. If I'm feeling okay, I'll be back Saturday night. And we'll be doing... I'm thinking about doing Batman Returns on Sega CD. You know, I did the Let's Play this past Sunday, but I'm thinking about trying to tackle the driving-only mode and the platform-only mode so you guys can see the alternate endings. And then I'm thinking about also doing the Genesis version of the game so you can see that ending and how it sort of differs from the Sega CD version. So that should be a fun stream. It'll be a couple hours long like this stream. So, you know, stay tuned, potentially Saturday night. And, man, this alert is not coming through. My alerts do not want to work right now, apparently. So let's refresh that. Let's try one more time. There we go. You can't see it because the game text is blocking it. Yeah, I just realized now I had my desktop audio muted, so the alert sound didn't really come through the first time. So yeah, the joys of streaming. Lots of little things to micromanage when you're streaming. So, but I guess that's pretty much it. I don't really see a whole lot of chat activity, so let's go ahead and just do the old pass on the Patreon backers and whatnot. So thank you guys for your patronage as well. Just a reminder for anyone that's interested in supporting the channel on Patreon, I now have a exclusive Discord server for Patreon backers. So if you sign up, you get Discord access as well. It's basically a chat app. You can join my server and just chat to all of us that are part of it, you know, personally. It's pretty fun. So yeah, that's a perk for Patreon backers now. And likewise, thanks to everyone that's supporting the channel through other means, either just watching or, you know, doing the usual commenting or liking and stuff like that. But especially a big thank you to our super chatters and channel members as well. So thanks guys a bunch for that. So, but that's pretty much going to do it for me, guys. I guess hopefully I'll see you in a couple days. If I don't, there will be a Let's Play posted on Sunday. And then, yeah, so stay tuned for that. It'll be another Sega CD game. It'll be a Sega CD shmup. For those of you guys that know me, you can probably predict which one it's going to be. If you don't know me that well, then I guess it's kind of a crapshoot. So, but you'll see either way. So thanks a lot, guys, for hanging out again. And I will see you soon. So until the next one, take it easy.